Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Macbeth, Act 4, Scene 3. The people in this book are my family. My parents, my brother Philip, my sisters Tippi, Chicha, Rachel, Pocho, myself, and the 6 million. You don't die of anything except death. Suffering doesn't kill you, only death. May 28, 1944. It is Sunday, May 28th, my birthday, and I'm celebrating, packing for the big journey, mumbling to myself with bitter laughter. Tomorrow is deportation. The laughter is too bitter, the body too tired, the soul trying to still the infinite rage. My skull seems to be ripping apart, trying to organize, to comprehend what cannot be comprehended. Deportation? What is it like? A youthful assessment with the authority, might, and terror of the whole German army in his voice has just informed us that we are to rise at 4 a.m. sharp for the journey. Anyone not up at 4 a.m. will get a kugel, a bullet. A bullet? Simply for not getting up? What is happening here? The ghetto suddenly seems beautiful. I want to celebrate my birthday for all the days to come in this heaven. God, please let us stay here. Show us you are merciful. If my senses are accurate, this is the last paradise we will ever know. Please let us stay in this heavenly hell forever. Amen. We want nothing, just to stay in the ghetto. We are not crowded, we are not hungry, we are not miserable, we are happy. Dear ghetto, we love you. Don't let us leave. We were wrong to complain. We never meant it. We are tightly packed in the ghetto, but that must be a fine way to live in comparison to deportation. Did God take leave of his senses? Something terrible is coming. Or is it only me? Am I mad? There are 7 of us in 9 feet of space. Let them put 14 together. 28. We will sleep on top of each other. We will get up at 3 a.m., not 4. Stand in line for 10 hours. Anything. Just let our family stay together. Together we will endure death, even life. A new mode of travel. We drag ourselves to the railroad station. The sun is mercilessly hot. People are fainting, babies screaming. We, the young and healthy teenagers, are totally spent. What must the old, the sick feel? Totally stripped of our dignity, leaving the town we were born in, grew up in. What happens after this long wait? Where are we off to? I am ready to go, away from my cradle of love, away from where every pebble and every face are familiar. Those familiar faces now reflect gladness. I must be away before I learn to hate them. I shall not return. You, my former neighbors, I cannot live with you again. You could have thrown a morsel of sadness our way while we were dragging ourselves down Main Street, but you didn't. Why? Please take me away from here. I don't know these people. I don't ever want to know them. I cannot detect the difference between them and the SS, so I'll go with the SS. Soon we are packed into the cattle cars, cars with barred windows with planks of wood on the bars so that no air can enter or escape. 75 to a car, no toilets, no doctors, no medication, no room to sit, no room to stand, no air to breathe. This is no way to die. It offends even death. Yet people are dying all around me. We squeeze my mother into a sitting position on the backpacks. Her face has an otherworldly look. She knows she will not live, but she wants us to live desperately. All these years I have carried with me her face of resignation and hope and love. Stay alive, my darlings, all 6 of you. Out there, when it is all over, a world is waiting for you to give it all I gave you. Despite what you see here, and you're all young and impressionable, believe me, there is humanity out there. There is dignity. I will not share it with you, but it is there. And when this is over, you must add to it, because sometimes it is a little short, a little skimpy. With your lives, you can create other lives and nourish them. You can nourish your children's souls and minds and teach them that man is capable of infinite glory. You must believe me. I cannot leave you with what you see here. I must leave you with what I see. My body is nearly dead, but my vision is throbbing with life, even here. I want you to live for the very life that is yours. And wherever I'll be, in some mysterious way, my love will overcome my death and will keep you alive. I love you. And that frail woman of love lived until Wednesday. We have arrived. We have arrived where? Where are we? Young men in striped prison suits are rushing about, emptying the cattle cars. Out, out, everybody out. Fast, fast. The Germans were always in such a hurry. Death was always urgent with them. Jewish death. The earth had to be cleansed of Jews. We already knew that. We just didn't know that sharing the planet for another minute was more than this super race could live with. The air for them was befouled by Jewish breath, and they must have fresh air. The men in the prison suits were part of the Sonderkommandos, the people whose assignment was death, who filled the ovens with the bodies of human beings, Jews who were stripped naked, given soap, and led into the showers of death, the gas chambers. We have to push and run to catch up with the rest of the family. We have just spotted the back of my mother's head when Mengele, the notorious Dr. Joseph Mengele, points to my sister and me and says, Die zwei. This trim, very good-looking German with a flick of his thumb and a whistle is selecting who is to live and who is to die. Suddenly, we are standing on the life side. Mengele has selected us to live. But I have to catch up with my mother. Where are they going? Mama, turn around. I must see you before you go to wherever you're going. Mama, turn around. You've got to. We have to say goodbye, Mama. If you don't turn around, I'll run after you. But they won't let me. I must stay on the life side. Mama. My Potyo, my sister. How could I have ever loved this much? I had permission to bathe her, to diaper her, to burp her, to rock her, to love her. She was my baby. She would be a middle-aged woman now, and I still cannot deal with having lost her. The day we arrived in Auschwitz, there were so many people to be burned that the 4 crematoriums couldn't handle the task. So the Germans built big open fires to throw the children in. Alive? I do not know. I saw the flames. I heard the shrieks. Is that the way you died, Potyo? Is that the way? Life denied us the grace of a grave. Just a grave for my mother, my sister, my other sister. Just a grave to bring flowers to. Is a Jew that low that a Jew cannot even have a grave? Even death is too good for a Jew? I am not sentimental. I am not conventional. Yet I crave so a small piece of earth, a testimony that I too had a mother, that this planet is mine too, so the salt of my tears on that little mound might make me part of the whole scheme of things. The smoke has vanished and only I remember it, and nothing marks that noble mother but my heart. You beast, give me the body, that frail little body. I want to bury it. It is just getting dark. We have been in Auschwitz for several hours. My mother has been dead for several hours. Little dearest Potyo too. It is Wednesday, May 31st, 1944. We are in this huge, wet place. Thousands of us. They call it the showers. They call it disinfection, whatever that means. The SS are all around. Orders are being shrieked in a language we hardly understand, presumably German. The words sound like los, los, los. It seems to mean rush, rush, rush. We are being shoved, pushed, lined up. Some girls are working away in a fury. Only the work is unbelievable. We have never seen anything like it before. They are shaving the heads of the new arrivals, and their pubic hair, and their underarms. The furious speed is unbelievable. What they are doing is unbelievable. Within seconds, Chicha is somebody else. Some naked-headed monster is standing next to me. Some naked-headed monster is standing next to her. That's all there is. The two of us. A few hours ago we were a large family. Where is everybody? There is someone over there in that big crowd. She looks familiar. That shaved thing is someone Chicha and I seem to know. And next to her there is another. She looks familiar too. They are staring at us as well. We must know them. But we can't recognize them because they look so awful. We inch toward each other. Is that you? Is that you? It's Rachel. It's Zippy. They are our sisters. There are 4 of us. What happened? That German who whistled while pointing some people to the left and some people to the right, turned us all around in front of some horribly smoky place and made another selection. He took us out of the group, and they brought us here. And now there are 4 of us. We are so happy, and we look so terrible. What did they do to us? And where are we? What is going to happen? Philip, the caring Philip, the involved Philip, who managed to become some sort of ghetto official in Kishwada, so that at certain hours he would be permitted to leave the ghetto on official business. I don't know exactly what he did, but I do know that on the outside he would try to negotiate help for those on the inside. Philip was overworked, exhausted, and every move he made was truly in the service of others. He was that kind of child, that kind of teenager. He is that kind of man. It is natural for Philip to be responsible to others. It was that way for my mother. Philip, more than any of us, is like my mother, whose heart truly was governed by the words, "I am my brother's keeper." There are people like that. To be rendered totally helpless is probably more painful for such a person than for the rest of us. Auschwitz lent itself to nothing. What could one do there to be a socially conscious human being? What could one do there to be a human being at all? With all odds against him, Philip found a way. He devised a means of communication. He was in a man's lager, some distance away, separated from us as each lager was by electrified barbed wire fences. One touch meant electrocution. Somehow Philip acquired a knife. He found pieces of wood and began to carve messages. My 4 sisters are in Lager C. Their name is Cats. Whoever finds this piece of wood, please keep tossing it over the fences until it reaches Lager C. And miraculously, the messages always reached us. Daily, the mailman of Auschwitz, an unbroken chain of sufferers, would deliver the wood communication. Daily, at approximately the same spot, at approximately the same time, we would be standing there waiting for our mail from our ingenious brother, from the keeper of our souls. And the communication would always bear the same message. You must survive. You must live. You simply must. We not only have to pay them back. That is not reason enough. We must build a future free of bloodshedding. The baby. Most of us are born to live, to die, but to live first. You, dear darling, you are being born only to die. How good of you to come before roll call, though, so your mother does not have to stand at attention while you are being born. Dropping out of the womb onto the ground, with your mother's thighs shielding you like wings of angels, is an infinitely nicer way to die than being fed into the gas chamber. But we are not having Therapel, so we can stand round and listen to your mother's muffled cries. And now that you are born, your mother begs to see you, to hold you. But we know that if we give you to her, there will be a struggle to take you away again. So we cannot let her see you because you don't belong to her. You belong to the gas chamber. Your mother has no rights. She only brought forth fodder for the gas chamber. She's not a mother. She's just a dirty Jew who has soiled the Aryan landscape with another dirty Jew. How dare she think of you in human terms? And so, dear baby, you are on your way to heaven to meet a recent arrival who is blowing a loving kiss to you through the smoke. A dear friend, your maker, your father. Yes, 6 months in Auschwitz, and the 4 of us are still alive. And we are together, the single most important thing. We touch each other, Tsipi, Chicha, Rachel, Isabella, the 4 sisters together, and we seem to be alive. Dazed, weighing probably no more than 40, 50, 60 pounds each. But words come out of our lips, so we must be alive. In sort of an otherworldly way. We don't look like anything we have ever seen. But on the other hand, we no longer know what anything looks like, or anyone. We live among Muslims. The whole world must be populated with Muslims. The Germans look like things we have seen before. They have ruddy cheeks, immaculate uniforms, but the sickness of their souls and the stench of death about them are so pervasive that we are not sure that they are real. We are pure and beautiful. We have nothing in common with them. They are Germans. We were born of mothers, the smell of whose burning flesh permeates the air. But what were they born of? Who sired them? The little baby born yesterday is off now to the crematorium. She was born only to die immediately. What was your hurry, little baby? Couldn't you have waited until the house painter was dead so you could have lived? Couldn't the gods have arranged for a longer pregnancy so that evil, not life, would be murdered? For a moment, for just a moment, we had a real smell of a real life, and we touched the dear little one before she was wrapped in a piece of paper and quickly handed to the Blockälteste, so the SS wouldn't discover who the mother was, because then she, too, would have had to accompany the baby to the ovens. That touch was so delicious. Are we ever to know what life-giving feels like? Not here, perhaps out there, where they have diapers and formulas and baby carriages and life. And now it was November 1944. The business of Auschwitz had to be terminated because soon the Russians would march in, and the Germans were thinking, let's ship some of these Muslims on work transport and send the rest to the crematorium. Let's wrap up this whole Auschwitz business. And yes, they took us to the crematorium. We stood there all night, the smoke furiously spewing out of the stacks, bringing with it an illusion of warmth in the dread, cold November night. And the serenity we felt we will never forget. We had made it all the way here together. We cheated them out of the joy of tearing us in 4 different directions. For a lone person, it didn't matter which way you went. You left no one behind. When it was possible to save 4 members of the same family, the only thing that mattered was that you all went the same way. We are doing that now. This is the last stop. Nothing can change this. We are leaving no one behind. It is unalterable. But we feel a serenity that we never felt before. We are together and can face whatever follows the end of this long, silent, serene vigil. Together to the ovens. A note of thanks, bitchy fate. But then the end of this chilly November night came, and as had happened so many times before, the German orders were changed. This crematorium-bound group was ordered into an icy set of trains to be sent to another concentration camp. By Auschwitz, I will never see you again. I will always see you. Auschwitz was behind us. Bernbeumel in eastern Germany was our new concentration camp home. It had a great advantage. It had no crematorium. It had a great disadvantage. It had no electrified fences that one could, as so many had done in Auschwitz, touch and die. The camp was at one end of the forest. The tank traps we dug were at the other end. To go from one to the other, we had to march through the town twice a day, coming and going. In the morning we were marched through the town every day, 1,000 wretched young women. The pity of that sight could make a beast weep, but not the Germans. Church bells ringing, the smell of fresh bread from bakeries, children going to school, the life of a small town. It was even a little bit like home. Then, toward evening, we were marched through the town again. But the Germans never saw us. Ask them. They never saw us. Come to think of it, they really didn't. It was beneath their Aryan dignity. We were just a lot of filthy Jews. Why even glance at us? In the comfort of their homes, they probably cast gentle, loving gazes at their cats or dogs or whatever. They were sensitive. They were cultured. Germany was one giant concentration camp, with Jews marching the length and breadth of the country. But these refined, sensitive Germans never saw us. Find me a German who ever saw me. Find me one who ever harmed us. It was December, and there was this fat Oberscharführer, whose flesh alone would have kept him warm. He was one of our guards, and he used to stand by the fire we built in the forest, warming his huge rump while chasing us away from the fire with the butt of his rifle. The fire, indeed, was necessary. We couldn't dig the earth. It was frozen. It had to be heated up first. Keep the earth warm, not the Jews. In that forest, the fire of resistance kept my frozen body alive. My mother had told me not to aid my enemy. In that forest in Bernbäumel in December, I remembered her, I honored her, and kept myself alive. The other inmates shoveled diligently as if they were building a castle for themselves, claiming that only by working very hard could they keep a semblance of warmth. True, yet it was not. I begged some of them to sabotage the work, to pick up their shovels only when the Germans left the fire to make their rounds. They didn't or couldn't listen, while I could listen only to my inner voices, to the infallible truth my mother had taught me. I was a one-woman sabotage team. As soon as the Germans walked away, I would put down my shovel and stop digging. Digging to me symbolized digging my own grave. In reality, that was what it was. And even in that place, I had self-respect to preserve. My emaciated body still housed the soul to be tended and cared for. And when I could nourish it, I did. My heart is beating faster and faster. It will be me. The Oberscharführer will choose me, I know he will, along with several others, to carry the dead girl to her grave. I can dig the grave, but please don't choose me to carry the body. Have mercy. I cannot carry the dead body. Inside deep in my being, I'm just a child. The dead, cold body, I cannot touch. It makes me shiver. Please. There is no crematorium in which to burn the dead in Bernbäumel. The dead actually have to be buried out some distance from the camp. It is done at night, in the ominous night, and I'm frightened. So terribly frightened. Don't choose me. But he does. And then the pitiful little band is off to the hill to perform the sacred mission. Chicha is chosen as a gravedigger, and 4 others are chosen to carry the body. We are off to a patch of earth in a foreign land that is soaked with the blood of the innocent, the young, the unfulfilled, the martyred children of martyred Jewish mothers who dared to give life in an age of death. I am about to slip my trembling palms under the corpse when Chicha, softly, compassionately, whispers in my ear, I will put my hands under the body, and you put your hands on mine. Tears are rolling down my cheeks, not for the dead girl, but for the goodness that is still alive, that refuses to be buried, however hard the madman tries to still the voice of God in man. Rest in peace, young girl. The flickering stars above must be the weeping children of your womb. The womb, the glorious womb, the house that celebrates life, where life is alive, where the bodies of young girls are not carried out into the night. Rest in peace, young girl. The daily trip to the forest took its toll. Both my spirit and my body hung on by less than a thread. Ill with typhus, I was finally put in the Revier, the concentration camp's version of a hospital, which resembled no hospital anyone has ever seen. You slept on the cold earth. You defecated right there because you were no longer human enough to go out. And, of course, you were beaten for it. The only advantage of being in the revier was that you did not have to go out to the forest. You were lying mostly with people who could no longer walk, who were hopelessly ill with gangrene. The odor could drive you mad, but you no longer cared, because there were only a few more days of life left in you, and death would be welcome. My sisters came every night to pump spirit into my near-death body. Please, please, make yourself live. We held on this long. It really would be sacrilegious to give up now. You must hold out. The Nazis' end must be near. And here is a tiny piece of bread, said Chicha. You mustn't think that I took it away from myself. I really, really am not hungry. And they came every night to pump life into me. I'm sure that I did not want to live, but every night they were there, terror-stricken, that the bone they called a sister was no longer alive. But the bone had a heart that refused to stop beating, and the bone would greet the 3 sunken-eyed visitors. We made one attempt to escape and failed. This is our second try. January 23rd, 1945. Back in the line, the pitiful 1,000 minus the few who did escape, the many who died, we are on our way to walk the infinite distance to Bergen-Belsen. Our pact now is not spoken, but fully understood. Any of the 4 sisters is now allowed, meant in a deep emotional sense, to vanish, to die, to give up, to live. The faintest possibility of aiding each other morally or physically no longer exists. Eastern Germany is bitter cold in January. There is a blizzard. Rachel is coughing very badly. On one foot she has a torn leather shoe. On the other, a Dutch wooden shoe. In the blizzard, and with the uneven shoes, she can barely drag herself along. Between the 4 of us, we are missing 1 shoe, and whichever one tries to aid Rachel by giving up a shoe will be the one to die. In the past, we always found a solution. An abnormal solution in an abnormal setting, but still some kind of solution. But we cannot crack this one. For one of us, death is hours away. What to do? Is the life force strong enough yet to make us act if there is another opportunity? Will instinct guide us to survival? We don't know. We are marching in the blizzard on a silent, deserted road. SS guards are in front, leading the column on both sides and in the rear. We have just reached a tiny village called Jagatschütz. Suddenly, Chicha notices a little house to her right. It is covered with snow, and no smoke is coming from the chimney. Chicha is on the outside of the column. Rachel is next to her. I am next to Rachel, and Tsippi is next to me. The side guards have gone to the rear because some prisoners have escaped. Only the guards in the front remain, and they cannot see us from their position. In a flash, Chicha is running toward the house. Then Rachel, then I. There is no thinking on our parts, not a word among us, just one sister following the other. Rachel and I run to a tiny doghouse behind the main house and crawl inside. Everything is totally silent, deserted. Deep snow blankets the area. The scene is reminiscent of Christmas. Peace on earth, goodwill toward men. Crouched in the doghouse, we are not breathing. There is nothing but silence and terror. When will they kill us? Where are they? Why did we escape? Slowly, carefully, we inch our way out. We crouch behind the doghouse. Silence again. Where is Chicha? Where is Tsippy? Silence, only silence. Suddenly, there is the sound of crackling snow on the road. The Oberscharführer with his dog is coming back from the slaughter. We heard the shots. He's cursing the filthy Jews for slowing down the column by attempting to escape. He's utterly furious, mumbling to himself, in a hurry to catch up with the group. We can see him from our crouching position. He cannot see us. But the dog will smell us. Rachel and I automatically grab our chests. What will it feel like? The bullet. Oh, please, please don't do it. Will it be in the chest or in the head? Will it hurt terribly? Will we die immediately? If not, will he shoot again? Till now we have seen only other people die. And it was awful. But this will be us. It will be me. Now we know we are only seconds away from death. And it is terrible. It would have been better if we hadn't seen him, if our backs were to him. Then we wouldn't have known in advance that we are going to be murdered. Cruel, ugly fate. At least not to know, not to see him point the rifle at us. God, God, help us this once. You have not shown us any mercy all these months. Have mercy. My chest feels awful. Something will rip it apart in a second. Can't you do something, God? Don't let us die. Not this way. Not here. Not now. Not ever. Death, go away, go, please. I have lived barely 2 decades. Rachel is only 16. Will nobody help us? Will this dog and this dog of a man just rip us apart in a second? Somebody, please help us. Isn't there anybody in this whole world who cares? We haven't done anything. We have hardly lived. We have known barely anything but war. Where is my mother? She will protect us. Mama, where are you? Somebody's trying to kill your children. The Oberscharführer is coming to kill us. He's coming closer, closer, closer. He's right here. He's gone. What happened? Was the wind blowing our scent away from the dog? We are not dead. There is no bullet in our chests. We are alive. He's gone. Mirror. They are marching to the smell of death. Their boots are shining like mirrors, reflecting the smoke that fills the earth, the heavens. And a year later, when I'm in America and my aunt pleads with me to put on some lipstick so that I might look like an American, and I refuse because I don't know yet how people live. I only know how they die, not how they die in real life, in normal life, only how they are murdered by the millions. I am all confused. I come from another planet, or my aunt does. Then I accept the little mirror handed to me and the lipstick, and I make believe that I'm here, alive, like other people. Yes, I will make my lips beautiful, red, vibrant. I will look like other people, and nobody will know where I come from. If I look like everyone else, most assuredly I will feel like everyone else. I will have conquered it all. My hands are not steady, but now I am determined. I begin to move the lipstick on my upper lip, and I look into the mirror. But all I can see is smoke, smoke circling madly on the mirror. I can't see what I'm doing. My lips are red, huge, smeared. I'm wearing the grin of a clown, and my aunt weeps softly. May is such a big month. The 1st of May has overtones of political celebrations, and that is meaningful to me. In my teens, the 1st of May meant serenading under your window, a burst of spring, love, music, all sentimentally shouting hosannas in your body, masking the dread of reality. May 1st is my sister's birthday. There is something special about being born on May 1st, and dear little Rachel is special. There is something special about being born any time in May, May 1st, May 28th. The scent of spring is delicious. It permeates the air. It sings the song of birth, of life. All is drenched in sun. The earth smiles. It is happy you're here. The world ended in May. I was born in May. I died in May. We started a journey of ugliness on May 29th. We headed for Auschwitz. We arrived on May 31st. The scent of spring wasn't delicious. The earth didn't smile. It shrieked in pain. The air was filled with the stench of death, unnatural death. The smoke was thick. The sun couldn't crack through. The scent was the smell of burning flesh. The burning flesh was your mother. I am condemned to walk the earth for all my days with the stench of burning flesh in my nostrils. My nostrils are damned. May is damned. May should be abolished. May hurts. There should be only 11 months in a year. May should be set aside for tears, for 6 million years to cleanse the earth. For more than 20 years I have walked zombie-like toward the end of May, deeply depressed, losing jobs, uncomprehending. And then June would come, and there would be new zeal, new life. Now I am older, and I don't remember all the pain. And June hurts, and so does May. May laughs sometimes, and so does June. And now in May I bend down to smell the flowers, and for moments I don't recall the smell of burning flesh. That is not happiness, only relief, and relief is blessed. Now I want to reinstate the month of May. I want to reincarnate the month, reincarnate the dead. I want to tell my mother that I kept her fate, that I lived because she wanted me to, that the strength she imbued me with is not for sale, that the God in man is worth living for, and I will make sure that I hand it down to those who come after me. I will tell them to make what is good in all of us their religion, as it was yours, Mother. And then you will always be alive, and the house painter will always be dead. And children someday will plant flowers in Auschwitz, where the sun couldn't crack through the smoke of burning flesh. Mother, I will keep you alive.